Hello, and welcome to Pajamas and Paranoia, where we get cozy and ruin our sleep schedules together. I'm V, and tonight we're reading scary Reddit stories because apparently therapy is expensive. So grab a blanket, turn down the lights, and let's get paranoid. So, our first story of the episode is perfectly titled, I Think My Episodes Are Premonitions. So, let's get into it. The post might be long, and I apologize. It's a lot to get out. So I, female, have always had an interest in the paranormal and such. I've had dreams about places I've never been before, or things that have never happened, only to visit the said place or said things happening years later, which I would be happy to go into details about if interested, but that's not the reason for the post. It's only happened a few times in my life, but I have had these episodes where I will be petrified of death. All I think about is death and dying, people I love dying, the afterlife, and such. But overall, just death. It's not the, oh God, I'm going to die one day, and so will my loved ones type feeling. It's pure doom, and the feeling that death is here currently. There's no warning or nothing that causes them to start. It's completely random and hits hard and fast. Nothing that normally helps, like medication, ice baths, etc., helps. The only thing that makes me feel even the slightest bit of ease is dirt and the woods. Literally going into nature and shoving my hands and feet into the dirt, and just being surrounded by nature is the only thing that helps. The episode lasts less than a week, around 5 days or so, and every time someone close to me or someone I love dies, and the episode ends, and that's just it. It's like it's never happened at all, it's just over. The first time it happened, I was fairly young, so I can't remember much. I just know that it was my grandfather. The others are fairly recent, so I can go into more detail. Episode 2 happened around 2018. The same routine, nothing triggers it, it just happens. I connect with nature to feel better, and then someone dies. This time, it was my childhood best friend. It was extremely sudden and wasn't something like lifelong health issues, etc. It was devastating, and I miss her a lot. But once again, the episode was just over, just like that. Episode 3 is currently unfolding, and it happened while grocery shopping early last weekend. During the second day or so of the episode, I kept telling my husband that I thought someone was going to die because I swear it's happened before and this wasn't anxiety or anything like that. It felt like a warning or something looming. On day 5, I slept in, and when I woke up, I felt great, completely normal. I kept thinking to myself, wow, yeah, that was anxiety, and it was just in my head, geez. 2 hours later, my husband called me in hysterics because his grandmother, who was like a mother to him and raised him, had passed away earlier that day, suddenly. She had a DNR, so they let her go. She was a great woman who raised a great man, and she will be missed so, so dearly. But I can't get it out of my head. I don't have an explanation for it. Sorry if this is confusing. I'm sure some of it might be crumbled a bit. So I'm very happy to clarify any confusion. I just can't make sense of it. Okay, this to me is kind of creepy because the fact that she doesn't know who it's going to be, like, it'd be like knowing something's going to happen and then not being able to know who it's going to happen to. So you can't prevent it, you can't stop it, you can't get your goodbyes or anything. It's just random. So definitely, I thought this one was creepy, but I could not imagine having to go through that feeling of knowing someone around you, anyone, could pass away and you knew it was going to happen. You just didn't know to who. So like this one got me. This one's going to stick with me for a minute. But let me know in the comments what y'all think about this one, because I could not imagine having to deal with that randomly. This second story really, I think, connects with the first, sort of. It's different, but it's got the same feels. So this one is titled, I Accidentally Predicted My Friend's Death. Here we go. About 2 years ago, my friend, 20 male, passed away. He was really young and it was sudden and completely devastating. There's this one thing I haven't been able to shake though. I basically predicted his death as a joke, and I never told anyone because it felt so insensitive and weird to bring it up when everyone was already grieving so much. So about a month before he passed, me, 19 female, and another friend, 19 male, were all hanging out with him, and somehow the conversation turned to psychics and the future predictions. As a joke, they both asked me to read their palms. I did, 19 male first, and told him he was going to get married 4 times and each one would end in a nasty divorce. And at some point, he'd lose custody of his kids. All of us laughed because it was so mean, but also genuinely sounded like something that would happen to him, and he jokingly said he dead-ass believed it. Then, 20 male wanted his reading too. He was excited about it. I took his palm and just couldn't picture his future the way I could 19 male, so I jokingly told him I couldn't think of anything and said that probably means he will die soon, acting all shocked about it. All 3 of us laughed, and then he asked how soon, and I thought about it and said maybe a month. 19 male goes, come back in a month and we'll see if your prediction is true. Almost exactly a month later, he was gone. I didn't even connect it to the prediction at first. It just hit me a few days after, and I just felt so unsettled. I swear on everything this actually happened. It's been sitting with me for so long, and I just needed to say it somewhere. Oh my goodness. So with this story, I have always been the type of person who loves tarot. I would love to go get my palm read, and I like psychics. Like, I like the idea of going to one, and like a genuine one, obviously, not just some rando, but I couldn't imagine, like, even jokingly predicting something like that and then having to live with it. In tarot, I try to keep my questions very open and broad, but at the same time, I couldn't imagine predicting somebody's death. Like, that is so crazy. And to not be able to say anything, because you wouldn't want to bring it all up again or cause people to be like, oh, you're just trying to get attention or, whatever. But I could not imagine. But this one I thought went really well with the first story. And yeah. So what would you do if you predicted a friend's death and it came true? Like, I want to know what y'all think. So our third and last story of the night, we're moving away from Premonitions, and this one is titled, Had My First Paranormal Experience 1 hour ago. So let's see how this went. For reference, I'm a 26-year-old male who previously had been very skeptic about anything paranormal. There's been some strange noises and occurrences in the house in the past, but nothing regular or provable enough to really scare me. Around an hour ago, on the way back from the toilet, the light cord behind me was pulled, turning the bathroom light on. The bathroom light is turned on by pulling a heavy block at the bottom of a cord. I left the light on and headed for bed in fear. I shouted out very loud as it happened, but somehow didn't wake anyone else up in the house. Unbeknownst to me, my sister had her bedroom door open and woke up half an hour later and asked me why I had left the light on. As she came out of her room, she sees a shadow move from outside of her room and down the stairs. She screams, waking up the rest of the house. As she screamed, the light cord is pulled a second time, plunging the landing of the house into darkness. What do I do? Except it was a strange occurrence and forget about it, or do I contact my local church tomorrow? So I am definitely the type that believes in the paranormal, obviously. I love the idea of it. But lights turning on and off to me, it doesn't scream, oh my gosh, it was a ghost, But to have to pull a cord and for it to happen, like when his sister is freaking out about seeing a shadow, and seeing a shadow definitely changes things a bit, but I don't know. Like this one to me is a little maybe not kind of, but definitely would creep me out in the middle of the night. I'm going to say that. And why is it always in the middle of the night? Why aren't these ghosts up during the day? Because ain't anybody got time for that at night. But yeah, so that's just too much craziness for me. I definitely would, I would accept it as a strange occurrence at first, I think. I don't think I would go directly to calling a church. But to each their own. I mean, some people would be like, nope, and nope out of there as soon as possible. But maybe if I saw the figure, I'd be the one to be like, yeah, we calling the priest. But the lights just turning back on, maybe he didn't pull the cord hard enough. Maybe the block was heavy and it pulled it itself. I mean, there's too many other things it could have been, in my opinion. But definitely let me know what you think about this one. It's kind of creepy. Definitely a good, palate cleanser at the end. But I'm not sure it was really all that, spooky. But anyways, let me know what you think, and definitely rank all three of our stories in the comments of creepiest to least creepiest, and let me know your opinions on, the premonitions, the predicting somebody's death, and the first time paranormal experience. And if you have your you have had your first paranormal experience, definitely leave that down in the comments too. And if I think it's interesting or fun, I will definitely put it into an episode. So yeah, let's call it a night. So I want to thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Reading these stories with friends makes them a little less scary, though I'm sure they're going to stick with me when I crawl into bed tonight. I wish you all sweet dreams, but if you hear anything spooky tonight, it's probably the wind. Probably. I hope. Stay cozy and stay paranoid.